Dear students, continuing with our lecture series on named reactions, this is our 30th lecture in the series, and today we will discuss about the chemistry and applications of Brook rearrangement. The Brook rearrangement is basically a conversion of alpha silyl oxyanions into alpha silyloxy carbanion via a reversible process where a penta-coordinate silicon intermediate is involved in rearrangement of these alpha silyloxyanions into alpha silyloxy carbanions, and such type of conversion is known as 1-to Brook rearrangement because the conversion takes place at the alpha position. Similarly, if we are converting these beta silyloxyanions into beta siloxycarbanions, then the Brook rearrangement will be called as 1,3 Brook rearrangement, and if there is a rearrangement of gamma silyloxyanions to gamma siloxycarbanions, then this will be called as 1,4 Brook rearrangement. And corresponding reactions of these conversions, they are like this, that here this is the alpha carbon, and this this hydroxyl group will be converted into an oxyanion, and then that oxyanion will attack this silyl group at the alpha position, and we will be having a penta coordinate silicon intermediate, and ultimate product will be alpha silyloxy carbanides, carbonyl lithium. Then if this attack take place at the beta position, then this will be an example of 1,3 Brook rearrangement, and if this attack is at gamma position of the siloxy, then it will be a 1,4 Brook rearrangement. So this is how we can differentiate between 1,2, 1,3 and 1,4 Brook rearrangement. The basic mechanism of the reaction, uh, the mechanism can be of two types. First, in the first type of reaction, the base abstracts the proton from the nearby hydroxyl group, and an alkoxide is generated, and this alkoxide will act as a nucleophile and attack the silicon atom in the nucleophilic displacement reaction, and then methylene group will act as a leaving group, and here the carbanion generated is then protonated by the acid base species to form the product. Then second type of the reactions are those where the base which is used during the reaction is consumed in the reaction. For example, if we are using butyl lithium, then lithium group will be the part of the product formed during the reaction. So for example, when we are using a base, this base will abstract the proton, and a oxyanion will be formed like this. Then this oxyanion will attack this silicon group, and a penta coordinate intermediate, silicon intermediate of this type will be formed, where silicon will be having a negative charge. So to neutralize this negative charge, this carbon silicon bond will break, and we will get this type of alpha siloxy carbanions, they will be formed. And these alpha siloxy carbanions, they will abstract proton from the solvent molecule like water, and we will get the products formed. So this is an example of 1-to Brook rearrangement. Similarly, if the attack of the silyloxyanion takes place at a silicon which is at the beta position, this is alpha position, then 1,3 Brook rearrangement will be there, and there also a penta coordinate silicon intermediate will be formed, but that will be a four-member structure. Here it is three-member structure. Similarly, in 1,4 Brook rearrangement, as you have seen in the previous slide, the intermediate formed will be a pentacoordinate, but it will be a five-membered cyclic ring in that case. So overall mechanism of either 1,2, 1,3 or 1,4 Brook rearrangement is same. Then, as far as stereochemistry of Brook rearrangement is concerned, it has been shown that retention of the configuration at the silicon center takes place during the Brook rearrangement, which can be explained from the Walden cycle. If we use this type of naphthyl, phenyl, silyl methane, if it undergoes chlorination, then this hydrogen will be replaced by this chlorine, and we will get this type of optically active product. And if the starting material is dextrorotatory, then this material formed will also have the dextrorotatory rotation. So this will have the same configuration because halogen will get attached to the same position where this hydrogen. And when this is reacted with aryl alkyl lithium, then inversion of configuration of the product formed through this alkylation will take place, because this carbanion will attack from the backside of the silicon where this halogen is attacked. This is the leaving group. This is the species which is going to be added to this uh, silyl halogen. And now this product form, that means, will be with the inversion of configuration. And when this undergo bromination at this position in presence of n-bromosuccinamide, then configuration of the product formed will remain the same. And this bromo product on reaction with silver acetate will give us these types of alpha hydroxy silyloxy alpha hydroxy silyl products. And these alpha hydroxy silyl compounds, they can undergo Brook rearrangement. 1,2 Brook rearrangement will take place. And similarly, here first oxyanion will be formed. That oxyanion will attack the silicon group, and we will get these types of products. And if reduction of these alpha silyloxy carbanion take place, then the product formed is same from which we have started, and it has been found that the product formed is with inversion of configuration. So as you can see that inversion of configuration has taken place at a step prior to the Brook rearrangement. That means the during the Brook rearrangement, the configuration of the substrate from which the Brook rearrangement is taking place is retention of configuration. So this whole Walden cycle proves that during Brook rearrangement, configuration of the substrate is retained. So that means the product is formed with retention of configuration. Then there are some modifications of Brook rearrangement. First is Brook Sila ketone rearrangement. So here only difference is the substrates, they are different. Sila ketones, they are the substrates, and here also what happens is that this reaction takes place in the presence of a strong base like sodium methoxide or potassium methoxide, and here the base attacks the silyl group directly, and one of the phenyl group or other group attached to the silicon gets transferred to the oxygen. and we will get these types of intermediate, and these intermediate through 1,2 Brook rearrangement will be converted into SLIET ethers as the product. So this is a little modification of Brook rearrangement, and because the substrates involved, they are sila ketones, so this is known as Brook sila ketone rearrangement. Then some applications of uh, Brook rearrangement. These types of substituted alpha silyl substrates, they undergo Brook rearrangement involving carboxylation in presence of carbon dioxide. So carboxylation of these alpha silyl substrates via Brook rearrangement, they get converted into alpha hydroxy carboxylic acids, which on reaction with other substrates they are converted into alpha hydroxy acid derivatives. So basically from here to here we are having a Brook rearrangement. Then tetra substituted furan derivatives, they can be synthesized through 1,2 Brook rearrangement. This is again a modification of Brook rearrangement, where instead of silyl derivatives we are using phosphate derivatives as the substrates. So these types of phosphate esters, they react with aryl halides in the presence of strong base like potassium tetrabutaoxide to give us these types of tetra substituted furan derivatives. Then Brook rearrangement can also be used for the synthesis of 8-membered carbocyclic rings. So here also when these types of trimethylsilyl kenes, they are reacted with tertiary lithium, then these types of intermediates they are formed, and these on reaction with silanes, ketones, they get converted into these types of 8-membered carbocyclic derivatives through Brook rearrangement, followed by 6+2 annulation reactions. So these are the different references which have been consulted for this lecture. Thank you very much.